Hi everyone, welcome back to Falcon's House. I recently got a OnePlus 6, upgrading from a OnePlus 1. But I try to be brand agnostic when selecting a new phone. This just happens to be the best choice for me this time around. As you may have noticed, since I jumped all the way from a OnePlus 1 to a OnePlus 6, I like to keep my phones for a long time. The two main reasons for me switching were that my phone would go into a reboot loop and I would have to factory reset every few months, which just got annoying. And that the Wi-Fi speed was really slow. It would take me 45 minutes to upload a 2 gigabyte file from my phone to the computer for a video. Battery life had degraded about 25%, but I was still getting about 4.5 hours of screen on time. Out of the current flagships, a few were eliminated from consideration quickly. The iPhone X is too expensive and I didn't want to switch platforms. The Pixel 2 XL just had a last-gen processor and I didn't want to deal with that. The Galaxy S9 had a locked bootloader, and with me keeping phones for so long, I want to be able to use custom ROMs later in the lifespan of the phone to keep current Android versions. The One only officially supported KitKat, Lollipop, and Marshmallow, but I was running Nougat, and there are Oreo ROMs available. Whereas if I was using a Samsung phone, they typically only support 2 versions. They might not even get Android Q on the current generation of Android, the Galaxy S9s. So it just didn't seem like a good choice for a phone that I might keep for 4 or 5 years. Whereas with the OnePlus 6, I can just unlock the bootloader, put on a custom ROM, and continue to move forward with it. These decisions left me choosing between the OnePlus 6 and the HTC U12 Plus, based on the leak specs since this was before the U12 Plus was announced, and I even had pre-ordered the OnePlus 6 prior to the announcement officially for the U12 Plus, which really didn't change that much aside from moving the price from an estimated $830 to $850. These phones each had some better aspects to them, but in the end, I didn't think that the HTC was worth the extra $220 for 128 gigabytes versus a 256 gigabyte Midnight Black OnePlus 6. The categories I used to decide were physical size, which was a tie, screen, which I gave to the OnePlus 6. I think Optic AMOLED is a better screen technology than Super LCD, even if the Super LCD screen on the HTC U12 Plus is a 1440p resolution instead of 1080p. For the next category, I did operating system, and I think that Oxygen OS is closer to stock. They give updates faster since they already have an Android P beta available. So I think it's a slightly better OS, not dramatically better than SenseUI, but a little bit. Memory was the next category, and I think the 2 extra gigabytes of RAM and doubling the storage on the OnePlus 6 was better than using micro SD cards, which is what the HTC supports, but that just adds even more cost to an already expensive phone, spending another couple $100 on a 256 gigabyte SSD. The camera, I think the HTC is significantly farther ahead. It has 4 cameras, 2 on the front and 2 on the back, and one of the rear cameras is an actual telephoto lens, which allows for optical zoom and has more features. And they had the camera officially tested, and it was the second highest rated camera ever. So I definitely think that it is a better camera, but I don't really take just pictures very often. Almost everything I do here is with YouTube. The battery goes to HTC. The 3420 milliamp hour battery is bigger than the 3300. However, the charging tech goes to OnePlus 6. Fast charging, formerly known as dash charging, is a better charging technology. It is both faster, it does 20 watts versus 18 watts, and it generates less wear on the battery because it generates less heat since more of the charging tech is pushed to the charger. And it does 5 volts and 4 amps and allows you to fast charge even while using the phone, whereas Quick Charge 3 uses up to 9 volts and 2 amps, which is a little bit more generic, and it does support Quick Charge 3 and Quick Charge 4, but they only ship it with a Quick Charge 3 charger. Connectivity, I think the HTC clearly won this category. It is USB 3.1. It is a faster cellular modem. And this is only furthered by the fact that I get a bad LTE signal in my house on T-Mobile with the OnePlus phones. I mean, maybe that is going to be the same case with the HTC, but my wife's iPhone definitely is a lot better with signal here. So I do think it is a OnePlus limitation. It's not quite a deal breaker because I'm on Wi-Fi all the time when I'm at home, but it does seem to limit the speed to about 30 megabits per second down on LTE, which is pretty fast, but I've had friends with the Samsung here get over 100, so it definitely seems to be somewhat slower than expected. On other features, I also think that the HTC is better. It doesn't have a mic jack, which is the one benefit the OnePlus 6 does have, but it has IP68 rating, it has a better speaker, it has EdgeSense, which is squeezable things, which could be interesting, but I don't really know how it would work with my camera mounts that squeeze the phone. For when I create these videos, I'd have to probably disable it anyway. And I've been using Bluetooth wireless headphones for a while now with my phone, so the fact that there is a microphone jack doesn't really matter, except maybe if I was in some sort of like long car ride or something where I want to listen to something, but I don't want to waste all the battery on my headphones. I do want to mention the notch and wireless charging. I was neutral on the notch going in, and for some people it's a deal breaker with choosing the phone, but I don't care about it, and I still don't. I barely even notice it anymore. Really, I don't look at that part of the screen. You don't look at the top center part of the screen. You look at the edges to look at the notifications, and that's about it. And they give you the option to turn it off, which just basically makes it black. I do wish the option to turn it off also moved the notification bar down one level so that you can see a whole row of notifications instead of the smaller notification level. Though supposedly in the next update, they're eliminating the 3 dots for more notifications, so that way you'll get an extra icon spot there. I don't care about wireless charging. It's not anything new, and I don't know why so many phone reviewers now think that it's a deal-breaking feature. I might use it if it existed in the car when I'm driving, but beyond that, I don't really see the need for it. Plugging my phone in isn't really a problem, and with the fast charging, I only end up plugging my phone in for 15 or 30 minutes at a time anyway. I've been trying to maintain a battery of about 80% rather than charging to 100%. Overall, I am happy with my purchase, and it was the best phone for me at the time, and I don't think there is any perfect phone currently, just different trade-offs from different brands, and it depends on what you want to buy. I like the better battery life and fast charging, and I only need to charge to 80%, and I can make it home from work at about 45% with normal usage, versus on the old phone, I would charge to 100%, and I'd be down at 25% by the end of the day. And by the time I went to bed, it might be down to 5 to 10%, which is basically doing full discharge cycles daily, which probably was not helping my wear cycles. The screen is great, and I can fit a lot more lines of text into my messaging apps, which is my primary usage for the phone. Wi-Fi speeds actually max my internet connection now, and when I transfer files from my phone, I actually can transfer quickly. 5 gigabyte file only takes about 5 minutes now rather than probably about an hour and a half on the old phone. It was just a massive difference in speeds there. Plus, I could always still connect in with USB 2 and transfer the file. I wish it did have USB 3 because then I could shorten my upload times even farther, but whatever, it's what it is. The things that I don't like are the lack of the USB 3.1 and the fact that I still get poor reception in my house, even though I change phones. And the other problem I have is that the vibration motor is too strong when using haptic feedback. I've kind of gotten used to it at this point, but it is a concern. It is different. It doesn't have this subtleness. It's not like you feel it. You almost hear the motor rather than feel the motor. And I would recommend this phone to people if they want the best hardware at a cheap price. If you're willing to spend more, there probably are better options. The HTC might be a better option if you don't care so much about AMOLED, or you don't want a notch, or you want some of the other features like IP rating for waterproofing. I don't really care. I baby my phone as much as possible. I don't try to get it wet. I try to keep it hidden. So it's not as much of a problem for me to not have full IP68 rating. If it gets some water droplets on it, this is water resistant. Well, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll have some more videos out soon.